Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you are having a fantastic day. It's time for another round of in-depth candle reviews, and I have 3 candles that are ready to go today. Obviously, we're kicking it off in this first video with a review of SNIF Big Flirt. This was a part of their Valentine's collection this year. A little bit later on today, you will see my review of Homework's Limoncello Cupcake and Raspberry, and then we will finish the day off with another SNIF candle review, but we'll discuss the other Valentine's candle from their collection this past year, Guilty Pleasure. So this is going to be a great day for some really yummy, fruity, gourmand, delicious candles. So strap in. I'm really excited to review these SNIF candles. I recently purchased them directly from the SNIF website. Now, I will say that the 8.5 ounce size of the Big Flirt and the Guilty Pleasure is actually available at Ulta now. So if you are interested in picking this one up, I will link it not only at the SNIF website, but at Ulta. So you can get it at either of those places. I think that SNIF actually also has an Amazon store as well. So I will link it wherever it is available in the description box, but I purchased mine directly from the SNIF website. So let's go ahead and dig into this really unique fragrance here. I have been enjoying this one so much, and I kind of regret not just starting out with their 50 ounce size, but I really wanted to be able to try the fragrance first. So I figured it would be good to start with either the 6 or 8 ounce size. If you are purchasing from the SNIF website, you can get this in the 6 ounce size, this 8.5 ounce 2-wick size that I have here, or you can get their 50 ounce 4-wick size. The 50 ounce size retails for $129, the 8.5 ounce for $46, and the 6 ounce 1-wick for $34. Listen, these candles are obviously a little bit more spendy, but the quality is there. They use a really premium, high quality soy wax. So these are 100% soy candles. If you followed my channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm pretty partial to soy. I think it is one of the cleanest burning waxes that are out there. So I'm a big fan of their formulation here. They also use 100% cotton fiber wicks. The company is actually cruelty-free. So I originally started with SNIF with their Eau de Toilette because it's cruelty-free perfume, and when it comes to fun, frivolous, unnecessary things, I choose to purchase cruelty-free. They also happen to be vegan. They are paraben, phthalate, and preservative-free. So if any of those things are important to you, I find SNIF to be a very ethical company in that way. So let's go ahead and read through the fragrance story here. We'll talk about the fragrance notes. I'll tell you what I smell. We'll discuss the strength and the throw, and then address any burn issues. So the 8.5 ounce size, by the way, burns for 50 plus hours. And I would say that I have had this lit probably somewhere between 20 and 25 hours. So you can see that I'm just about at the halfway point with this burn. And I think that the 50 plus hour burn time is pretty accurate from what I've experienced. So, all right. Like a wink and a grin, Big Flirt invites you to settle in and stay a while. With an alluring combination of ripe wild strawberries, chocolate ganache, vanilla milk, and champagne, this sultry burn is almost better than dessert itself. There's nothing like the thrill of a new flame. I will try to compare this to some similar candles that I've burned from some other candle companies. I realize it can be kind of difficult to purchase fragrances online unless you maybe have a reference point. So I'll try to give you a reference point from the companies that I tend to favor. All right, the fragrance notes are wild strawberry, champagne, chocolate ganache, jasmine sambac, vanilla milk, and patchouli gallo. I'm going to start with that patchouli gallo note because I'm sure if you heard patchouli and you are like most people, you probably want to turn the video off, but please don't. I'm telling you, this is a very different patchouli. This is not earthy. This is not even really perfumey patchouli. Patchouli Gallo is actually, and I'm reading this from Google, so bear with me here. Patchouli Gallo is a sustainably sourced patchouli from the Gallo Terrier region of Sumatra, Indonesia. And it's actually known for its sophisticated aroma with a hint of cocoa. So listen, this is part of the like chocolate fragrance that you're smelling in this one is actually from that patchouli. This does not come across as your typical patchouli. I promise you that. Please don't be afraid of that note. But let's go ahead and start with the strawberry. This is very much a wild strawberry note. It's a little bit more tangy, a little bit more tart, and maybe even a little sweeter than most strawberries that I've smelled. I feel like the strawberry in here would be the most similar maybe to the most recent Kringle Reserve strawberry and Prosecco candle that was recently released alongside Red Velvet and Bittersweet. It's a very sweet but tart and slightly sour strawberry. I like it a lot. It smells really authentic. It's almost like you came across a little strawberry patch as you were like out on a hike or something. It's very different from your typical garden strawberry, I will say that. But it works, it is delicious. All right, the champagne note. Do you smell the effervescence? Do you smell the bubbly? Yes, you do. And once again, I'm gonna go back to the Kringle strawberries and champagne. I would say the level of like bubbly is very similar to that fragrance, or maybe even champagne toast. So you definitely smell that sparkling wine, that champagne, that Prosecco, whatever you wanna call it. There's that bubbliness, there's that little bit of sweetness from the champagne. It's a really great note, and it ties in super well with that strawberry. Let's talk about the chocolate ganache and the patchouli gallo. I think these two combine to create a really deep, dark chocolate note, almost borderline fudgy in its presentation, if that makes sense. It's definitely not milk chocolate that you're getting here. So if you prefer that lighter milk chocolate, that's not what this is. But this is a dark chocolate that, just because of the addition of the strawberries here, is going to smell a little sweeter than most dark chocolates do, but it makes sense. It's a very beautiful, well done chocolate note that, again, ties in so well with the other components. There is a creaminess to this fragrance, which I would assume comes from that vanilla milk that they have quoted here. But what I do not smell at all is even a hint of that jasmine sambac, which I think is actually okay in this one. Listen, I'm actually a huge fan of jasmine myself, but I think it's okay that I don't really detect it in here. I think it helps this fragrance stay a little bit more in the gourmand category. It definitely smells delicious. It smells like you are having dark chocolate covered strawberries. You are drinking some champagne, and maybe you have a bowl of vanilla bean ice cream to finish it all off with. This is delightful, you guys. I would highly recommend this fragrance if you are at all intrigued by it. I think the strawberry here is probably the most unique part of the fragrance. It's just so juicy, but also tart and sour at the same time. It's not your typical creamy strawberry. It's a little bit maybe more forward than that, and it's good. Like, I want this in the 4-wick size. I will definitely have to do that. This and the guilty pleasure, I regret not just getting them in the big sizes to begin with, but that's fine. I can definitely pick them up at another point this year before fall and the holidays roll around. So yeah, these are great. I have a feeling that these, I don't think it says on the website that they're limited edition, but I would assume that maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not, yeah, it doesn't necessarily say. limited edition, but listen, I want more. Also, go check out the reviews. This gets absolutely amazing reviews. Like, this is so worth checking out, you guys. Listen, I know they're a little bit more spendy, but if you have kind of made the transition like I did when it comes to purchasing more quality over quantity, I cannot recommend SNIF enough for that. Listen, you're going to get a lot of hours out of this candle, so while you might not be able to purchase several different fragrances for the same price amount, you are getting one really great clean burning candle here. So yeah, listen, obviously I love it. So I will be purchasing the 4-wick size in the future for sure. Strength and throw, fabulous for a candle of this size. So we've got 2 wicks here. And I would put the throw of this probably at a 7. The strength kind of waffles between like a 7 and an 8. I think when I first started burning this one, it was much more intense and has now at the halfway point kind of settled around a pretty solid 7. But it throws. I have been burning it alongside, typically on opposite ends of the house, the Guilty Pleasures fragrance. They blend really well. Listen, if you are interested in both, I would say get them both and then pair them together. It's a really unique, interesting gourmand combination. And I've gotten lots of compliments from people who have come over in the last couple of weeks when I've been burning both candles. People are saying it smells absolutely delightful in here. So this is a combo that I will need to repeat at some point this year for sure. So good strength and throw, no burn issues. I do trim the wicks ever so slightly on these in between each burn, but you're not gonna get these big, huge mushroom tops. There are some carbon balls that sometimes fall into the wax, but you don't get those really bushy mushroom tops here, if you know what I'm talking about. So great wicks. I will say this one is taking a little bit longer to pull out than the Guilty Pleasures. So this one takes a little while to kind of kick in, but once it does, like, it gets going fast. So let me give you guys this overhead shot so you can take a look. See, it has not even completely pulled out yet. You do see one of those carbon balls down there, but this will completely pull out each burn. It gives me about, I would say, like a half an inch maybe of a wax pool, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, like a really great clean burn here. The jar, by the way, just to get a little bit of a close-up, it does have this like nice rib design here. The bottom is smooth. It just almost looks like lava from the outside. It's such a deep, deep red wax. On camera, it kind of looks like a bright red, but it is like almost like a burgundy wax color. It's beautiful. So obviously I don't really have enough thumbs up for this, but I give it a lot of thumbs up. So if you are interested in this one, wholeheartedly recommend. I'll have it linked down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you pick this one up and what your thoughts are in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys watching. The other candle reviews will go up, one this afternoon and then one kind of in the early evening hours. So make sure you're subscribed and you'll see that in your subscription feed. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.